So Crosswalk is a welcoming and affirming church when it comes to our LGBTQ neighbors. What that means is that it's not a bait and switch where you're told that everybody is welcome and then you go to the church and find out, usually deep into the game, that you may be welcome, but your lifestyle is not going to be affirmed. You're going to be told to change it, to divorce it, whatever that is. That's not Crosswalk. When we say welcoming and affirming, we mean it, and we've got the scar tissue to prove it. So we came to this position slowly. I started talking about it in 2006, started preaching more boldly about it in 2009, had a whopper sermon about it that got me in a lot of trouble in 2014 or 15 it was, and married a gay couple in our church in 2018. And that caused a lot of challenges for our church, but we were thrilled and honored to be able to step into that space and welcome and affirm people who find themselves in that LGBTQ plus category. So if that's who you are, you know people who are, let them know. We really welcome them and we love them. And we approach this and this equality from a biblical and theological perspective. After I was done with my doctoral work, I did a deep dive on homosexuality in the Bible. And you know what I found out? Absolutely none of the passages in the Old Testament, which are often used as clobber verses, are saying anything about what we're talking about today in terms of same-gender covenant. It was just a different world back then. Most, if not, well, in fact, all of the verses that you see in the Older Testament, those were acts of violence, exploitation, stuff that we're not talking about today, that everybody agrees is wrong, right? I don't think it's a healthy thing. You know, rape is not good, no matter who's involved, right? There's nothing healthy about that. Or temple prostitution, you know, these kinds of things are not good. And so nobody's got a problem with those. And there's only like 7 verses in the entire Bible that deal with the subject. And again, if you go into the Newer Testament, it's real sketchy, and most of them, if not all of them, have to do with exploitation. That's not what we're talking about today. So the Bible couldn't have spoken more welcoming and affirming in very explicit ways because of the time and culture in which it was written in, and yet there are nods to that kind of egalitarianism and equality and welcome even within the texts that are there. It's all right there. So I'd be happy to talk about that with you at length. But biblically, it's pretty hard to make a case against LGBTQ inclusion just by proof texting the thing, when you really take seriously what the biblical verses were talking about. And then theologically, Jesus was so well known for having a wide welcome to people and crossing barriers and boundaries that other people said he shouldn't. He got in big trouble for it. In fact, he got killed because he challenged authority on those very things. He was telling the religious leaders of his day that you're wrong. You're wrong about this and that and the other thing. Your interpretation of Scripture is wrong. And power has a way of reacting very negatively when it's challenged. I've experienced that. Our church has experienced that. That's what I mean about scar tissue. But it's so worth it to let everybody know that they are equally and fully loved no matter what. So if that's your deal, if that's what you're looking for to make sure that this is truly a safe place for you, Crosswalk is. We hope you give us a shot. And if you want to talk more about this, I'm barely scratching the surface on stuff, but I love to theobabble, and I'd be happy to sit down over a cup of coffee with you and talk this stuff through. Thanks for checking us out. Check out more of the videos. Hopefully they are helpful.